Joining us right now is Richard Trumka. He is the president of the American Federation of Labor and Congress of Industrial Organizations, AFL CIO. Richard, it's great to see you.
Good to see you again.
Thank you so much for joining us. The last time we spoke, you said you met with the president. You said that you were happy with some of the things he was doing with jobs. Give us your thoughts on the speech last night, first off.
Well, I think it was probably one of his finest moments last night. I mean, there was a lot of things that he followed up on, promises that he made. It was a little short on detail, and I hope he starts to pivot from the promises to actually laying the groundwork to make a lot of things real. There were things that we agreed with, things that we didn't agree with, but I thought that his change of tone signaled, and I hope it signaled, that he's about to start doing business rather than playing for the camera.
What do you want to see him do, Richard? Because really, people follow your lead. You're the face of the union, frankly. I mean, you're the leader there. So what do you want to see the president do?
Well, when he ran, he said a couple of things. He said, one, I'm not going to let Wall Street get away with murder. And two, the economy works best when it works for workers. So people voted for him because they want the rules of the economy rewritten. Now, to his credit, I think last night he started talking about some of those rules, but not all of them. And some of the things he talked about were contradictory, like a big tax cut for corporations, but then embracing the Ryan health care plan that would tax the benefits of working Americans, the health care benefits of working Americans. So he's starting to rewrite those rules. He talked about trade. He talked about immigration. I was actually pleasantly surprised to hear him say that the system is broken and it's legal immigration as well as undocumented people. He talked about them a lot, but this is the first time you heard the president talk about legal immigration being used to drive down wages. We've been saying that for a long time.
Yeah. Go ahead, Steve.
Speaking of that, in this town there's some unusual alliances that are developing with President Trump, right? Everything about him is unusual. But one of it is labor and President Trump and the White House, I think, when it comes to trade. The average American worker has not had a pay increase. You mentioned wages, has not had a pay increase since the year 2000. I think not coincidentally, that's about when we let China into the WTO. I think a terrible trade agreement because of their heavily subsidized businesses competing with American workers in a very unfair way. Do you think that looking toward the future, that American wages can rise from smarter trade deals, and are you willing to partner with the White House? Is labor willing to partner with the White House on that agenda?
Yeah, well, actually, wages started to stagnate before 2000. This is about a three-decade episode that Americans have been going through, and they're pretty fed up about it. And they believe, and I think rightfully so, that trade has had a real downward pressure on their ability to get wages. Because look, when you lose manufacturing jobs, you lose three other things. You lose the research and development that goes along with it, which gives us our edge. You lose the skilled workforce, but then all the other manufacturing jobs get degraded as well. So talking about trade the way he has, doing away with TPP was good. Talking about redoing NAFTA is good because those models have failed the country. The devil's always in the detail, and if he writes them the wrong way, they can make them worse. I don't anticipate that happening. And will we partner with him? Absolutely. Will we partner with him to try to rewrite the immigration rules of the country? Absolutely, because those will help workers. It will decrease the imbalance between corporate America and workers that are out there. That's what needs to be focused on. Yeah. He was a little light on that last night.
One other point is corporations are feeling cautiously optimistic. Do you feel with the union members that they're having that same sentiment?
You know, they've been beat down for 4 decades.
Union members?
Well, workers.
Workers
not just union workers, but workers in general. If you come from rural America, or Appalachia, where I come from, workers just feel like they've been left behind.
That's why he won. Let's face it.
That's right. And they wanted him to rewrite the rules of the economy, not for the rich, not for the wealthy, not for corporate America, and not for Wall Street, but for them. And so he's been a mixed bag on that. He's done some things that will make it better, some things that will make it worse. When he does things that are good, we tout them and we support them. When he does things that are bad, we oppose them.
I mean, you have to be impressed by the number of companies that have stopped and said, okay, I'm going to consider doing a factory here. Okay, I'm going to switch jobs like a carrier situation, take jobs from Mexico and bring it here. You have to be impressed with the number of companies, the amount of time he's spending on that, no?
Well, I think that's been a good thing because, look, you can look at the jobs he didn't save, or you can say if he saved one job by speaking out to that one family, that's the most important thing in their lives. Using the bully pulpit to say, this is your country, this is where you owe your allegiance, this is where you should be